from Fit and Fabulous, and today I'm going to be sharing with you 3 super delicious overnight oat recipes. So the first recipe I'm going to be sharing with you is pumpkin pie overnight oats, which is, oh my gosh, it is so good. The second recipe I'm going to be sharing with you is chocolate chip cookie overnight oats. And the third one, which is actually like my very favorite, is the blueberry crumble overnight oats. So it's almost like blueberry pie. It's kind of like a combination of like blueberry pie, blueberry crumble. So be sure to stay tuned right to the end of this video so I can show you guys exactly how to make all 3 of these overnight oat recipes. So if you guys are new to my channel, my name is Lindsay and I am from Fit and Fabulous, and I make videos like this every single Thursday. So be sure to hit the subscribe button if you guys are not already subscribed to my channel, because I make videos like this every single Thursday. So I make videos on weight loss stuff, I do delicious recipes, I do fun reviews, I do lots of really cool stuff. So be sure to hit the subscribe button as well as the like so that I know you guys do like this type of video, and I will continue to make videos like this in the future. So the first thing we need to do is we need to grab a container to mix everything in. So I have a container here. I like to basically mix my overnight oats in like a to-go container just because it's that easy and I don't make a lot of dishes. So I am going to be using this like Tupperware container. So of course for this recipe you are going to need some oats. Now this is like a huge honking like bag of oats, but I've been eating a lot of overnight oats these days and I just figured I needed it. So the next thing you're going to need for this recipe is you're going to need some pure pumpkin. Now this is not pumpkin pie filling. This is literally just like pureed pumpkin basically in a can. So it's just pure pumpkin. There's no sugar, there's no nothing added. It's just literally just pure pumpkin. The next thing you're gonna need is some almond milk. So I have here basically just like some unsweetened almond milk. You guys can basically use like any kind of milk that you want to use, whether it's soy milk, whether it's almond milk, whether it's cashew milk, whether it's regular milk, whatever kind of milk that you want to use. So I like to use the unsweetened almond milk, and that's what I'm gonna be using today. You are gonna need some protein. So I always like to use LadyBoss lean because it's freaking delicious. So this is the vanilla cake flavor. So this is like her original regular flavor, vanilla cake. And the last thing you're gonna need for this recipe is some pumpkin pie spice. So I believe that you can find this in the stores even though it's not fall and it's not like pumpkin season. I've had this in my cupboard for a while, so yeah, you just need pumpkin pie spice. So first things first, we need a half a cup of dried oats. Now this is just regular like quick oats. I like to use quick oats. It's the best for the overnight oats. So we just need a half a cup. So we're gonna put a half a cup in here. The next thing we need is some pure pumpkin. Now, I've already made this recipe a couple times, so I actually already opened up a can of the pure pumpkin, so I just have it in a container here. This is what it looks like. It just looks like mushed up pumpkin. We just need a half a cup of that. So it's a half a cup. Well, that's a little bit more than a half a cup. There we go. It's about a half a cup of pumpkin, so we're gonna add that into our oats. The next thing we need is some unsweetened almond milk. So we are gonna take the same like half a cup here. We're gonna add in a half a cup of the unsweetened almond milk. We're gonna put that into our container as well. Like this. Then we need to add our protein. So we're gonna add 1 scoop of the LadyBoss lean. Uno scoop. Like that. So 1 scoop of the LadyBoss lean. Vanilla cake flavor, and if you guys have not tried the LadyBoss lean, we're missing out because it's so good and it's delicious. I'm fully addicted to it. And for the last thing, we just need about 1/8 of a teaspoon of the pumpkin pie spice. So I'm just gonna use a regular spoon here because I just can't find my 1/8 of a teaspoon. So I usually just use a little tiny bit. It's a little bit too much. So about that much. Now you guys can basically change up the pumpkin pie spice to your taste. So if you find maybe when you make it the first time there's like a little bit too much of the spice flavor, you can reduce it the next time. So then you gotta mix it up, and of course vice versa. Then if you make the pumpkin pie overnight oats and you guys do decide like maybe it needs a little bit more flavor, just know to like add a little bit more next time. What I have found is that when you mix this up, it's gonna smell really strong, but after you leave it in the fridge for about 4 hours, it turns out perfect. It's not near as strong. All the flavors basically go through all the overnight oats and it tastes amazing. So if you guys did notice that there is no sugar at all in this, is because when you add the LadyBoss lean, it literally brings everything together and makes it taste like a dream. So it's mixed like that. We can try a little bit. It literally tastes like pumpkin pie. It's so crazy. So I made a pumpkin pie shake before. It's kind of the same. except obviously you don't have oats and stuff in it, but it turns out, and it's like just as flavorful. So if you guys want to check out that video, I'll just post that video right here so you guys can check that video out. So that is the pumpkin pie spice overnight oats. What you want to do is you want to put that in the fridge now for about 4 hours, for at least 4 hours. You can put it in overnight. So we are on to recipe number 2, and that is chocolate chip cookie overnight oats. I got another container here. So the first thing that we need to do for this recipe, of course, is first we need to add our oats. So we need a half a cup of the quick oats. Got about a half a cup there. We're gonna add it into our container. Next thing we need is a half a cup of the unsweetened almond milk. So we're gonna add a half a cup in here. And now for this recipe, I'm actually gonna add some yogurt. So in my previous videos, I actually used plain yogurt because I don't like to add a lot of like sweetened yogurt just because I don't like all the extra sugar. But I totally found this yogurt, and this is just like, I don't even know how you say it. It's like Oikos. It's like Greek yogurt 000, and it doesn't really have that much sugar in it. So that's why I picked it up, and it's vanilla flavor, which is amazing. So if we look at the yogurt, I don't know if you guys can see that. It says basically 25% less sugar. So that's why I picked it up, and it tastes delicious. I've been using it now for a while in my overnight oats. So one little container only has around 7 grams of sugar, which is good because sometimes with the other yogurts, there can be like quite a bit. There can be like 15, 20 grams of sugar per like little container. So if you guys are gonna go with like the flavored yogurt, be sure to pick up one that doesn't have that much sugar in it. So we're just gonna add one of these like little tiny containers. Although this isn't gonna be quite half a cup of yogurt, it's still gonna work out. It'll still be fine. I don't know if I can do this at the same time. Now we do need to add a couple other little things. So I like to add a little bit of butter extract. Now this is completely optional. You guys totally don't have to do this, but I like to add just a little hint of it. So just like a tiny bit, about that much. That's just butter extract. And again, that's totally optional. You guys don't have to put that in if you don't want to. And then the next thing I like to put in is a little bit of pure vanilla. So this is about like 1/8 of a teaspoon as well. So just a little bit. This really gives it that chocolate chip cookie flavor. So we got those two in there. And so the next thing we need to add is our LadyBoss lean, because we can't make overnight oats without the LadyBoss lean. So we need, I feel like I'm matching the LadyBoss lean today. So we need 1 scoop. Take that 1 scoop, put that bad boy in there. And now what we're gonna do is mix it up. Mix up that, it's almost like cookie dough-ish in oats, in a sense. This is a really good recipe. Took me a little while to kind of perfect this recipe. I made it a few different times, and it wasn't really, I don't know, it just didn't really taste like chocolate chip cookies, but now I've kind of perfected it. And the vanilla Greek yogurt really kind of takes it over the top. So we mix that up. See how it's a little bit watery? Even if we add like a little bit more oats to it, I'm just gonna use my hand. We'll just add a little bit more, like this. It'll kind of thicken it up just a little bit more. You kind of want it a little bit thicker. I mean, it definitely thickens up for sure when you put it in the fridge, but you want it to be kind of like fairly thick before you put it in the fridge. And the last thing we need to do, of course, we can't have like chocolate chip cookie overnight oats without chocolate chips. So we're just gonna add about a tablespoon in. So these are just dark chocolate chips. So that's about a tablespoon. That is deliciousness in a Tupperware container if I've ever seen one. And of course, I always have to test it. So good. So we'll put the lid on, put this one as well as in the fridge for at least 4 hours, if not overnight, and it'll be ready in the morning. So we are on to our very last overnight oats recipe, and that is a blueberry crumble or a blueberry pie, whatever you guys want to call it. I like to call it blueberry crumble just because that's the way I kind of see it. So of course we have our container here. This is a massive container because this is pretty much the only one that I have left right now. So of course what we need is a half a cup of the quick oats. So we got our oats here. Gonna take a half a cup, put it into our container like so. The next thing we need is our unsweetened almond milk or whatever kind of milk that you want. So we're gonna take the same half a scoop or a half cup here. Fill that up, put that in here. And now for the yogurt. Now I have used the vanilla yogurt, reduced sugar one. It is good. I've just added blueberries. but this time I'm actually gonna use blueberry yogurt. So I did find this blueberry yogurt that doesn't have quite as much sugar in it. It's not quite as good as like the vanilla one, but it only has what, like 10 grams of sugar for like this little thing. It's not like the greatest, but again, you guys don't have to use the blueberry yogurt. You can always just like put the blueberries in after, but I think the blueberry yogurt just adds like a little bit more flavor to it, and that's just the way I like it. So we have our blueberry yogurt here. So we can mix that up. Another option too is you guys can actually just use like a little bit of like blueberry jam with the vanilla yogurt. So if you use the vanilla yogurt, use like a little bit of blueberry jam, it's still just as good. So we got our blueberry yogurt, so we got that. So we're gonna add that to our overnight oat container. It's really hard to do this in front of the camera. So we have our blueberry yogurt in there with our almond milk and with our oats right now. The next thing we need to add is a little bit of a graham cracker crumbs. I don't know why I couldn't say that. We're gonna add about 1 to 2 tablespoons into our overnight oats. This is gonna kind of give it like that pie flavor. So there is 1, and that's 2. And of course, the next thing we need is our LadyBoss lean, because you can't have overnight oats without the LadyBoss lean, because it's full of protein, it's full of like vitamins, it's full of like good healthy stuff, you guys can see. And it's only 100 calories per scoop, and it's delicious. So we're gonna put that in like that. So we got all of that in there. So we're gonna mix that up. Look at that goodness. So good. And the last thing that we need is, of course, more blueberries. So I have some frozen blueberries here. These are just wild blueberries. So I'm gonna put in about 1/3 of a cup of the frozen wild blueberries. You guys don't have to get wild blueberries, you can just get just frozen blueberries. I'm gonna find my 1/3 of a cup here. 1/3 of a cup of the frozen blueberries. Add those in. And voila. Some blueberry Crumble overnight oats. Look at that. So delicious. Now this is one that maybe you can make on the weekend because it's got blueberries in it, and if you take it to work and you like eat the blueberries at work, your teeth are gonna turn purple. So it's really delicious, but I don't know if it's the best for work. So this is kind of like a weekend overnight oats recipe. I'm just gonna try it. Oh God. So good. Now I gotta find the lid. Where did I put the lid? Okay, found the lid. So we're gonna put the lid on. Again, put this in the fridge 4 hours or overnight, and it is ready to eat. It's delicious. If you guys have not tried overnight oats, you have to try overnight oats. It is literally my favorite food right now. Like, it is so good. So that is the 3 recipes. I would love to know in the comments which recipe you guys want to try, or which ones you guys have tried in the past. If you guys have any questions at all, let me know in the comment section down below. Let me know if you have any questions, concerns, or whatever, or you can sub different things, whatever it is. So I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I can't wait to chat with you later. Love you. Bye.